the Trump administration's escalating assault on Venezuelan immigrants in the United States, characterized by the revocation of temporary protected status, TPS, for over 300,000 individuals, represents a devastating double blow for a community already grappling with the repercussions of a previous decision. This latest action, initially reported by the New York Times, follows closely on the heels of last week's controversial rescission of an 18-month TPS extension, a measure implemented in the waning days of the Biden administration. This earlier reversal, impacting more than 600,000 Venezuelan nationals residing in the U.S., delivered a significant setback, leaving a substantial portion of the Venezuelan diaspora facing an uncertain future. The TPS program, in the context of the Venezuelan crisis, served as a critical lifeline for hundreds of thousands escaping the dire political and economic conditions under Nicolás Maduro's authoritarian regime. The program provided crucial temporary protection from deportation, allowing them to legally reside and work within the United States, offering a glimmer of hope amidst the widespread suffering and instability back home. The abrupt termination of this crucial safeguard has plunged many Venezuelan families into a state of profound anxiety and uncertainty, forcing them to confront the daunting prospect of repatriation to a nation still mired in political turmoil and economic hardship. Andres Oppenheimer, in a compelling analysis published in the Miami Herald, highlighted the paradoxical nature of the Trump administration's actions, noting that the targeted Venezuelan community includes some of the most fervent supporters of the former president, both among voters and TPS recipients. Bolstered by Trump's and Florida legislators' staunch anti-Maduro rhetoric, the Venezuelan exile community in the U.S. demonstrated significant support for Trump during the 2024 presidential elections. This surprising turn of events underscores the complex and often contradictory dynamics of U.S. immigration policy and the political landscape surrounding it. The decision to revoke TPS, despite the significant support among this demographic, raises serious questions about the administration's priorities and its understanding of the political realities within the Venezuelan-American community. The Department of Homeland Security's justification for this drastic measure remains unclear, with limited evidence provided to substantiate the claim. While the department has identified approximately 600 individuals among the 600,000 TPS recipients who may have connections to criminal gangs, this represents an extremely small percentage of the overall population. This disproportionately small number raises concerns about whether this justification is sufficient to warrant the mass revocation of TPS for a significantly larger group of people who have demonstrated no connection to it. The lack of transparency surrounding the decision-making process, coupled with the seemingly arbitrary targeting of a large segment of the Venezuelan community, fuels further concerns about the fairness and equity of the implemented policy. The potential consequences of this action extend far beyond the immediate impact on the affected individuals, creating significant ripple effects throughout the broader Venezuelan-American community and the wider national conversation on immigrants. The long-term ramifications of such policies remain to be seen, but the current situation paints a bleak picture for the future of thousands of vulnerable Venezuelan families in the United States. The implications for U.S.-Venezuela relations and the humanitarian crisis in Venezuela itself are equally significant and require careful consideration moving forward. The absence of a clear and transparent explanation from the administration raises serious concerns about due process and the potential for arbitrary and discriminatory practices within the immigration system.